Hey, good morning, my friends. How y'all doing? I hope pretty good. We're out here just doing some scenic, easy-going, early morning creek fishing. So, show y'all what we're using today is the Suicide Shad by Big Bite Baits, and this is in Chartreuse Shad. This color kind of popped for me. I think it's going to do well in this somewhat stained creek we're working with right now. The water clarity is still a bit off, but I think we're gonna be able to pull in maybe a smallie or two, who knows what else. Anyhow, guys, hope y'all are down for some easygoing creek fishing. I don't really have too much to say today. I'm pretty tired still, so I'll try to get some good fish on and make this an interesting one. Oh, there's something jumping right now. We'll see if we can pick that up real quick. See if that tree's got anything underneath it. Got one, guys. There we go. Come on up here, baby. Beautiful little smallie right here on that big bait bite. Look at this beautiful smallie, guys. Wow. Clean them off a little bit. Got them hooked all crazy. All right, I'll show you on the big cane. All right, guys, first fish of the day, a nice, really pretty smallie. I'm super stoked to have gotten her on. We're about to get her back in and keep getting some more fish on, my friends. This is a good sign. This Big Bite Baits little paddle tail is doing some work, my friends. Nice little aggressive one too. I caught that. I'm using a Big Bite Baits 1/4 ounce jig head as well, one of those ball jig heads. I'll show y'all at the end of the video, but man, look at that fish. We'll get her in. Great start to the day. This is a branch, for sure. All right, guys, so this is another spot we can hit. Who knows? The bite's kind of turned off at the other one, so maybe this little guy, this little one down here, threw me some good. It's kind of sketchy, as you can see, but he literally walked down these rocks and voila. Ooh. Doesn't look like anyone's came down here in a while. Oh yeah, there we go. Already got a boil right there. It's a good sign. I used to catch fish at this spot. It's kind of cool. Kind of tucked away from everything. And we got that shade. That's not a fish, there's no way. I think I got a good old leaf on. All right. What's up, Precious? Beautiful little juvenile spotted bass right there. Look at that red eye. Get you back in. Cold. I was thinking this log I could pull out a few from. Let's see if we can get another one. Hey, what's up everybody? I hope y'all are doing great. Sorry for the lapse in videos. I had some family come in town actually, and a good friend I haven't seen in about 7 years. So spent a lot of time with them, kind of set me back on editing. Really wanted to get this video done. So I did shoot, sorry, it's super early in the morning over here. I'm still waking up. I did film today's video about almost 2 weeks ago. So I had to kind of recap when I threw the footage together, but that coffee is burning hot, but it is very good. Anyhow, guys, so I was throwing the Big Bite Baits, Suicide Shad is what it's called. It comes in packaging like this. I got 2 of them right here. And it was a solid bait. I got it at Academy. You could probably get it at any kind of a bigger name store. I do like Big Bite Baits' stuff. So it was a brand that I hadn't bought too much of into maybe the last year. I started buying some kind of more of their stuff, and I really do like this. I mean, I'm a sucker for paddle tails, as you can tell. I've been throwing a lot of them lately. Absolutely one of my favorite baits. It's like a confidence bait for me. It's like a tube, especially for smallmouth too. And the range I like to mess with when it comes to paddle tails, ideally, that I'm comfortable throwing, that I feel like I could catch just about anything on, is 2.75 at the very low end of the spectrum up to 4 inches. I typically do not go smaller unless I'm doing some crazy BFS stuff, or I don't go bigger for the most part, because I don't have those huge Florida bass here. I could get a big old 5-inch plus one and throw it around and maybe catch a fish, but I could get a 4-incher and probably catch a lot of fish. So that's my range, 2.75 to 4 inches. So this 3.5 is really in that sweet spot. That's what it looks like out of the package. So got a really good action, nice durable plastic. It's almost elasticy. I don't even know if that's a word, but y'all know what I mean. Not as hardcore as that kind of Z-Man elastic, but I'd say it's more so to the elasticy side than it is gummy, which is really nice because it just stays on that hook oh so well. And I got that paired, color-wise, I wanted to make sure I put this out there because I'm crazy about this color, especially for this more heavy stained water I have been fishing. I normally fish pretty clear water, but this is a bit more stained than I typically deal with. I'm pretty blessed to have decently clear water where I'm at. Anyhow, this is the Chartreuse Shad, I believe. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. Yes, Chartreuse Shad. So I think it's still subtle enough not to look absolutely crazy in the water. However, it does have that chartreusey goldish back that really pops in these stained, dirtier water conditions. I really like that. If I'm fishing like my marina, my clear water, if I'm out at the Cumberland, we were doing the red today, which can be extremely clear, but when it rains, I mean, it's stained for a hot minute. But my clear water conditions, I'm all about this pearl shad. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. They did a really great job with the detail on this too. Look at that back. The eyes are pretty well on there. It's got your little shad spot. Oh geez, I'm probably covering the whole thing with my fingers right now. I always do that, where I've got a good view on it, but I'm holding it all crazy. We were throwing it. It was paired with the Big Bite Baits jig head. Now I want to say I was using these ones, but these are 1/4 ounce. It's just called a round jig head. It's got that little kind of cool eye on there. I don't really think that the paint job on my jig head is about the last thing I'm worried about, unless it's like a bright pink, and then I'm probably not going to throw it. So if I'm going, I like white, black. I like gray. That natural lead color or whatever. I typically do not opt for like a crazy bright jig head. Solid jig head though, you know, really standard 1/4 ounce one. I was throwing 1/4 ounce due to that bit of a current I was working with. It flowed very well in there. I started out a couple days ago. I was throwing a bit heavier. I was going 3/8, and then I figured, you know, 1/4's probably where my money is, and I've been sticking around there. So the hook strength is, I'd consider it about a mid to mid light wired hook. I had a lot of confidence in them actually until yesterday. I was fishing with my buddy I was just mentioned that came in from Minnesota. Took him out and I hooked into a monster. I didn't film it or anything. I wanted the fishing just to be for us to kind of catch up and visit and whatnot, but I'll tell you what, I want to say it was a gar or a red horse or something really big, because this is what happened to my hook. I saved it. I wanted to show this off to people who would appreciate it, but look at that bend out. That is one of the most intense, and this isn't like a snag or anything. This is straight up the fish did it. I got it back and my bait was still on there. It was all crazy. This is probably one of the most intensely bent out hooks I've ever had. Anyhow guys, I hear my little one waking up, so I'm gonna end this up real quick. So I was throwing that on my Dobyns Champion HP Extreme. This is a DX742 Charlie. It is a 7.4 medium fast action. I love these rods. I have 2 of them. I'm absolutely obsessed with them, and I'm not just like a Dobyns dude, you know. I'll have to show y'all my arsenal. I have a ton of different rods. I've tried I got NRXs, I got GLXs, the whole St. Croix. I do love St. Croix as well. But out of every rod I've had the pleasure of fishing with, which I know is and not anywhere near to every single one, but I really am partial to Dobyns rods. And these Champion HP Extremes above all. They are a bit pricey, however they're not you know, your G Loomis, your higher end G Loomis stuff is a lot more expensive, even some of your higher end St. Croix stuff, but it's extremely comfortable in my hand, which is a huge deal for me, like comfort wise. And gosh, the sensitivity is on point. It's one of the most sensitive rods I have. Even their heavy ones like this are extremely lightweight. I got a heavy one that I absolutely love. I think Dobyns has the best fast action in the business. In my personal opinion, they still maintain the extreme sensitivity. It does not affect the load up. You can launch baits extremely far with it. It's not that pool cue fast action that I'm sure some of y'all have ended up with. You know I certainly have. I've gotten super excited about buying a new rod, even some higher end rods, which I'm not going to mention right now because I don't like to talk bad about equipment unless I have a really bad experience with it. But this fast action is just on point, guys. I got that paired with my Metanium shallow spool, which I love because I can throw that lighter line on it. I'm working with 8-pound right now. I have been, and it's just a beautiful all-around reel. It's a 7.1, by the way. So anyhow, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I had a great time making it. Gosh, I'm gonna be putting out some, I got some really cool ideas. I'm actually going out today after I drop my little man off at the Mama Bears, and just, you know, go out, do some largie, do some spot fishing, try to make a good video out of that. I actually got a couple requests to do some catfishing stuff, which I'll be the first to admit I'm not an expert catfisherman. Obviously I can throw some bait in the water, I know what works, and I know how to catch them, but I have a buddy, he's been featured on the channel, my friend Kyle. I actually just hit him up about it the other day. He's gonna take me out, and he is probably one of the most talented catfish guys I've ever met in my life, like catching monster flatheads and stuff. So he's gonna take us all out, and I'm trying to make a solid video, maybe get some cool tips in there or something, what he's willing to share. Anyhow, guys, hope y'all are doing well. It's a pleasure as always, pleasure to be fishing with y'all. Yeah, until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and get some good fish on, my friends.